Let me know how you both our voices sound to with the music volume as well.
All right.
Bob, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Anything yet? Oh, it's still taking time.
All right, you're listening.
Say that again. I can't hear you, Necro. You died for me, man.
Huh?
I can't hear you.
I'm because I wasn't talking.
Sorry, what? I can hear you now.
Yeah, I wasn't talking earlier.
Oh, okay. How does it sound?
All right, I'm just try something.
Okay.
All right, your quality is good, man.
Cool. And yours?
Quality's all right.
Yours is okay?
Yeah, but I can manage.
Alright, good. Okay then, let's get started into this then. Hey everyone, my name is SeanArnold and today I'm with... I'm not by myself, who am I with?
Necro here.
Hey Necro, and we may be having RB during this a little bit. And as the video title kind of, or the stream title kind of alludes, we are going to be looking at the forbidden and limited list which has been released by Konami for World Championships 2016. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, Necro, you've been playing this game and for the past couple of years or so. What can people typically learn from the World Championship list?
Really, most commonly from the world's list, we can. Usually, they will usually ban the TCG exclusive archetypes first off. Like for this year, they've banned pretty much every Cosmo and Kaiju card because the OCG does not have access to these cards yet. Same case can be made for. It would have been made if the movie pack was released after Worlds, because if that was the case, Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon and the cards on that pack list would have made this list as well.
Okay, so yeah, the standard for Worlds is that TCG exclusives cannot participate against OCG exclusives and vice versa, because everybody is being one big community and is playing together. Kind of makes me wonder why we don't just all have the same list to begin with, but fine, whatever. And what about there's often some other changes to the ban list, stuff which isn't just TCG exclusive and OCG exclusive, and those often get banned and limited.
Sometimes they will also ban like certain cards and also limit other cards to prevent like stupid combos and loops, and also to prevent like people from using specific cards. Like for example, on this list, they've actually banned Magician's Robe and Scapegoats, believe it or not, because these cards are going to be coming in our previews for the Dark Illusion.
Right. So, and also, they ban certain things like they don't want people stalling too much. Apparently, in Worlds, people gaining back too ridiculous amounts of life points and stuff like that. So, apparently, they ban things like that. But can the World Championship in this be used to kind of gain an idea of what they're going to do with the future Forbidden list?
I mean, not exactly when it comes to the TCG exclusives, because most Worlds lists will actually end up using the actual ban list for the TCG, or they'll create like a hybrid between the two.
Cool.
Between the TCG list and the OCG list, and because they usually ban the TCG exclusive archetypes and cards, there's no real way to measure like what they can do for those exclusive archetypes. So in this situation, there'd be no real way for us to measure Cosmo's performances.
Of course,
there'd be cards.
TCG exclusive stuff. If say they were going to say, I don't know, ban Book of Moon, Would that be suggestive of us thinking, oh, maybe in the next couple of lists, or the next ban list, they may decide to get rid of Bookaboo at all?
I honestly would doubt it if it's like a certain card. It's kind of tricky how they do it, honestly. Like, some cards you think should get hit will get hit, but other cards that aren't hit will not get hit. Like, for example, on this list we have Mystic Walk. I mean, seriously, who the hell remembers Mystic Walk?
I do, but yeah, Mystic Walk was a card where you can tribute a monster and increase your life points by the attack of that monster. And it's a way to gain life points, and I think that's more of a mechanic reason of for the actual tournament itself.
I will say this though, it's kind of smart how they ban certain cards. Like, they don't want people to stall out the game or have like ways to nuke the field. Like, Raigeki has been banned for the Worlds list.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, rather than saying random cards here and there, let's go through the list itself and pick out what's been banned compared to the TCG list, and maybe discuss about why you think that's been banned or not, and what that could mean for the Worlds tournament. So going down, what's the first card that stands out to you that's been banned?
Like, mostly, the first card that I've noticed that has been banned is Performer Pal Monkey Board.
Performer Power Monkey Board. Is that this list is really weird, by the way, folks. It seems to be in order, but then it's not in order. It's really weirdly written.
Yeah, it's in an order that's like similar to the TCG exclusive ban list, but like with random add-ons.
Right. So
they don't even list like what the add-ons are.
So Monkey Board doesn't seem to be towards the top of the list.
So it's a forbidden card for the Worlds.
Yeah, I don't see Monkey Ball at all at the top of the list. I keep going down. We're going past extra deck monsters. Okay, extra deck. Well, I guess we got here. Oh yes, there it is. Monkey Board. So they banned Monkey Board, and yeah, what does that mean?
I'm like pendulums, and specifically Performer Pals like Draco Pals. They usually use Monkey Board since it's basically in the Pendulum Zone. You basically have a Rhoda that, even though it's limited in the TCG, is actually recyclable in some cases.
So does this kill the Performer Power deck, or are they still gonna be able to run without their Monkey Board?
Like, right now, the Pendulum's best card actually is Performer Pal Pendulum Wizard, which really, with that effect to on special summon, pop 2 cards to then add Performer Pals, I would say, look, I will get into this when we get into like actual like TCG predictions for the ban list, but just know that honestly, Performer Pal Pendulum Wizard, you need to go down.
So, but for the purpose of Worlds, do you think this will hurt Performer Pal's chances at Worlds?
I mean, like, it'll definitely hurt considering the fact that Monkey Board is pretty much the equivalent of a Performer Pal Rhoda.
Yeah.
And also gives them a 1 scale, which usually goes in sync with Yi Turtle. But for the sake of the Worlds, I feel like this can give them just like a little bit of a nudge of hurt, but not really.
Let's go a couple of people in chat. Ikanurike say, "What's up, Necro? Glad to see you again." Jalen says, "Hey." Ikanurike.
Hey.
Ikanurike
so
says,
something we've become Fonzie.
Yeah. Ikanurike says, "I," and then Jalen says, "Yes, Monkey Board should have been banned last time." Ikanurike says, "I guess that's true." Oh, this is the World Championship ban list. And Jalen Goodry says, "No Monkey Board equals no top." So,
yes, because if you think about it, really, the only Pendulum deck that's actually topping is actually Performer Pals. Yeah. Even though Kleeports have topped, it's usually on the stake of their Floodgates.
Yeah.
And it has gotten especially bad thanks to card demise.
So, the next card which we have on the list is that stands out to me is Elder Entity Norden.
Yes, actually, Norden is banned in the OCG. So,
oh, I see.
So yeah, like, especially considering the fact like Norden is the equivalent of a free rank 4 if you have it set up.
Do you think obviously this is the Worlds list, so they're combining it. But do you think Norden should be banned? Do you think it should be okay?
Like,
Do you think it's too bad?
I'm on an iffy border with Norden because yes, I run Norden a lot in my decks because hey, it's a free rank 4 that I can use to gain some advantage.
It basically turns instant fusion into a toolbox card.
Yeah, it basically is a toolbox in every rank 4 deck imaginable right now.
Yeah.
But you can see where people can get off with its effects. Like, you can either use it for a synchro, for example. Like, if the monster you special summon for its effect is a tuner.
Yeah. That's true.
Or immediately as it hits the graveyard, if you get Call the Haunted in the graveyard, you can basically recycle that one Norden.
Sorry if the screen's a little bit hard to read, but yes, Construct is banned for Norden. But Jaden says he doesn't think Norden should have been banned for Worlds. Well, yeah, it's banned in the OCG right now. Yugioh Guardian.
Yugioh Guardian being banned? Like, if I remember correctly, Yugioh was banned in the OCG for a point in time.
Yes, it was banned at some time. I think it was even banned in the TCG at one point. I might be wrong about that.
I think he was actually banned in the TCG until Konami decided, you know what, let's bring him back.
Yeah, because things started to balance out. I think it was in the early days of Synchros, everybody was running Yugioh.
Yugioh Guardian is a generic level 6 who had that 2800 attack that can run over practically everything except like the bosses. And not only that, but the fact that you get a free steal with that effect.
So, next one we have is Emergency Provisions, another life point regain card, probably there for that reason of not wanting to stall out. It's still kind of weird that they're doing that, but...
Honestly, like, I'm pretty sure they're banning most of the life point regaining cards, like Mystic Walk, for example.
Yeah.
Because they want the match to keep going on, and then, like, as soon as, like, it's close, and then one of the players is like, oh, hey, by the way, I have Emergency Provisions, so I'm going to use this to gain life points and put you at the disadvantage.
But I feel like if that was going to matter, or that would matter in any way, then it would matter. If it doesn't matter anyway, why would that matter at Worlds? I don't know. The game's so fast as it is.
Most likely, I'm just going to assume it's mostly because like most of the matches are actually timed matches.
True, maybe that.
They don't want to lag everyone out.
Now the next one, which is really strange in here, and you already mentioned this earlier, but it's Raigeki. Raigeki got banned for Worlds.
Considering Raigeki is actually a one-sided field nuke, and I could just imagine like the world is mostly just there for like a massively competitive tournament just to test skills and not based on like, oh, you can't do like heart of the cards draw.
So you stop that top decking basically.
Yeah. Also, AK says, chat, to make Shadal's playable again, give us one construct or another light El Shadal and put El Shadal Fusion at 2. I agree, AK with one of those parts, but we should save that for when we talk about the actual TCG ban list predictions.
Having a look further down. I don't know what try and guess is. You know what that is?
Oh, try and guess. That is actually a very annoying card. It's basically there to try and guess is a trap card in which if both players have an extra deck, you reveal the extra deck to the opponent and declare one card type, Fusion, Sync, or Aziz. And basically whoever has more of that specific type of card gains 3k life points. It's mostly there as like a Nurse Burn support card, but in this case, it's mostly here just to be like, hey, we don't want you to gain life points or run Nurse Burn.
Right. Fair enough. So moving on, we've got I think Sky Dragoons of Draconia. Has that been there before?
Yeah, it's actually It's actually one of the TCG exclusive promos.
Right. Oh, okay.
It was sold with the TCG pack. I forget what its name is, but it was the pack that started off from the Cosmos and the Kaijus.
So that's TCG exclusive, and so it's all the Cosmos, so they're gone, and all the Kaijus are TCG exclusive, are they?
Yes, Kaijus are TCG exclusive, and they're not going to get these until the next Extra Pack 2016, which is coming out, I think, sometime after Worlds.
No, yeah, I have no love lost for seeing Cosmos being bad, so whatever. I hate that deck so much. Moving on, we've got Painful Escape. Don't think Painful Escape's anything.
Let me check for you. Painful Escape is actually a trap card in which you tribute a monster, and then you get to add a monster of the same type, attribute, and level, but a different name from your deck or to the hand.
Now that's TCG exclusive, so that can't be.
Yeah,
used.
that can't be used either. So.
Let's move on. So Kaiju's, moving on. Loads of Kaiju's. Cattle Call. Is Cattle Call TCG exclusive?
Yes, Cattle Call was actually released with the most recent pack.
I see. And then we already mentioned about Magician's Rope and Scapegoat. They're not out yet. And
then probably one of the funniest hits actually is the Unity hit set. For those who don't know, there's actually a quick play spell called Unity.
Oh yeah.
In which you select one monster on your side of the field, and its defense of the selected monster becomes equal to the combined original defense of all phase of monsters on your field until the end phase. The reason why it's actually banned is because of two other cards, that being Yugioh Friendship and Judgment of the Pharaoh. I think Judgment of the Pharaoh. Yeah.
Judgment of the Pharaoh is one.
And Yugioh Friendship is actually one of the funniest of cards, considering the fact it's like you pretty much offer your opponent a handshake.
Yep.
And if you do so, it basically equalizes the life points.
Yep.
It's kind of like Bowser's Communism, Bowser Revolution from Mario Party. But here's the funny part. If you have Unity in your hand and show it to your opponent, they must accept the handshake.
Yeah, so you can force like draws on purpose.
You can force like equalization of life points.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you have Judgment of the Pharaoh, you pay half your life points to get some effects off. Like if you have Yugioh Friendship in the graveyard, until the end of your opponent's turn, they can't do anything really with monsters. They can't normal, set, flip, special, or activate effects until the end of that turn. And if you have Unity in the graveyard, then they basically can't do anything with spells and traps.
The next one we have on the list here is Utopia the Lightning.
Oh man. Utopia the Lightning, I honestly would agree with in terms of like its status in the TCG, because Utopia the Lightning was distributed in mangas for the Zexal manga, and its power is incredible considering the fact it's usually checked in pretty much every rank 4 deck in with regular Utopia, in which you basically have an Armades that can go to up to 5k damage if you're attacking a monster.
Yep. Now I'm kind of two ways with this. As someone that likes to play a lot of rank 4s decks, like it's one of those decks. It's one of those cards which is just a generic out to these unkillable cards, and those unkillable cards are such a pain in the backside.
Like Ultimate Falcon, Great Magnus, etc., etc. But
even if you have like a Monarch on the field with March of the Monarchs on the field, that could be a pain, and you've got to be able to get a monster that's stronger than it out. Just having a monster like Utopia the Lightning that can swing over it and almost guaranteed to be able to do so, it's always useful. But seeing that go, I'm surprised that it's going, but not too surprised.
And besides that, we have other cards like number Super Zero Utopic Zexal.
What's that? I have to look that one up.
Okay, so Utopic Zexal is actually a very interesting card. You have two ways you can summon it. Either you overlay three number Xyz monsters of the same rank, or you discard a rank of magic normal spell and use a Utopia monster to summon it. And its Xyz summon cannot be negated, first off. And its ability is that when it's Xyz summon, your opponent can't negate the Xyz summon, and you can't activate effects when it's Xyz summon. It gains 1,000 attack and defense for each material on it. And once per turn during your opponent's turn, you can basically attach material to basically say F you. You can't do any cards or effects that turn.
Ah, that's pretty strong.
Yeah, so it's good that they got rid of that.
Okay, cool. So now moving on to the limited list. Let's see what chat's saying, if anything at all.
Okay, in chat, Jalen says, Chaos Max is a thing. I think Lightning was dumb to ban.
I don't disagree. Chaos Max is another one of them stupid unkillables, which, yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, like, so if most people have probably not been keeping up, but like for the worlds list, they've actually shown like monarchs are going to be prevalent there,
yes,
and some Phantom Knights are also going to be prevalent. But in terms of the OCG, we have a bunch of DDDs. We have a bunch of. We actually have ABC. All right.
So the next one we got is Armageddon Knight got limited to 1. That's strange.
I'm trying to imagine like why I got limited, but I'm thinking like it's mostly has to do with like dark related decks, and like you don't want to get off their effects too often.
Well, I mean, PKs, Burning Abyss, they all benefit from Armageddon Knight, don't they?
Yeah, even though most Phantom Knight decks and Burning Abyss decks, like Phantom Knights, they don't really use level 4s. They focus primarily on rank 3s, and also Burning Abyss, they would probably pop. They would just pop if Armageddon Knight is actually even summoned. So
the limiting of Armageddon Knight is really interesting to me. I think it's kind of about time if you were going to limit Mathematician. I think it's kind of unfair that Darks had their own basically Mathematician, even though you got things like Dawn Knight and those other crap monsters. It's still not Armageddon Knight.
Even though Mathematician, even though it's one level lower, is not limited to just a single attribute.
Yeah, exactly. And so I mean,
and also for the Exalted Lightsworn's actually on the limited list. So
yeah, that too.
I think mostly because of the fact it's like a prize card.
Next we got Necroface to 1.
I'm back, bitches!
Welcome back, RB.
Oh, welcome! Everyone give a round of applause to RB and insert that canned clapping effect that they use on stage.
Anyway. Hey guys, what's up?
Not much,
Good old Razor Blade, everyone.
We were just talking about Armageddon Knight being limited to 1.
On the Worlds list, and also on the Worlds list that got limited is E-Hero Shadow Mist.
Yep.
Didn't really... I kind of expected this, to be honest.
You think
Shadow
so?
Mist is honestly like a pretty broke card for heroes.
Yeah.
The fact that on special summon you get your mass changes, and you get a search of it to get sent to the graveyard, no.
That kind of kills masked heroes, though. Not that they're really a thing, but it really does hurt them badly.
Let's see, what else got hit? Necroface is actually limited.
Necroface to 1.
I feel like...
I think that's what it used to be?
No,
it
was 2.
I feel Necromist got limited on this list because they don't want like Inferno Tempest decks, and they don't want like Pot of Desires, like
because Necroface can just recycle back all those 10 cards and then just gain like 1,000 attack.
And is Pot of Desires out yet, though?
Yes, it is. I think.
In TCG?
I think in the TCG, I remember.
No, it's not.
It's coming in the Dark Illusions, but
yeah.
Necroface to 1 is interesting. I don't want to say much about predictions until later on, but that's interesting. What else got limited to 1 is Summoner Monk.
Summoner limited. Like
I think this is the on hand in hand with Shadow Mist.
Yeah.
Like because like one of the main hero combos is Summoner Monk into Shadow Mist.
Yeah.
And then Shadow Mist gets you the mass change, which then you mass change with Shadow Mist in order to bring out Darklaw.
I mean, I would hate to see Summoner Monk go to 1 because it's so generic. You can use it in any kind of rank 4 deck. But,
Exactly.
It is pretty damn strong because it is so generic, and we live in the archetype format as well. Looking at this list more.
That got hit was
Oh god, I noticed something right away.
Blaze Phoenix, the Burning Bombard Bird.
Oh.
Blaze Phoenix, what the heck is that?
It's a fusion
Blaze
monster.
Phoenix, for those who do not know, Blaze Phoenix is actually part of what is known as the Blaze Phoenix loop, which is basically Blaze Phoenix is a fusion monster that requires a machine and a pyro to make. And during your main phase, you can inflict 300 damage per each card your opponent on the field. So you spam your field with a bunch of monsters, and then you get like fusion gates, so you can chain loop summon a bunch of Blaze Phoenixes to.
So you literally just burn. So it's literally like an FTK. It's a burn FTK pretty much.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Get rid of that, please. Oh, limit it then. Limited makes sense.
Let's see. Also limited on the list is Dante, Traveler.
Dante, yes.
Glad they did, because Dante is a stupid card.
It really is. It's just stupidly
Dante really is a speed card. Like,
now, okay, you continue.
You're actually talking to someone who, when DN was still around and used to be in rated a lot, I was actually main decking Burning Abyss, believe it or not, before like the Phantom Knights came out and they all became like supremely meta. So me and Dante have like a special connection, but like even I can admit, Dante, you need to be limited.
But now, okay, this is the thing I'm kind of wondering. They limited Star Seraph Sovereignty.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this has mostly to do with like the fact that Sovereignty you can get the chair, you get multiple chairs and have like rank combos.
You don't know what Sovereignty is?
I'm looking for it. Star Sovereign. Oh yes, yes, found it.
The chair.
Yeah, the chair.
The chair.
We always just call it Star Seraph chair.
If you look over what it does, or you can, for people who don't know.
People who do not know this card, Star Seraph Sovereignty, you can not use it for these materials except for these zones that require 3 or more monsters. But if you normally special summon a Seraph monster, you can actually special summon him and draw a card and special summon that monster if it was a Star Seraph. Usually it's used in like chain combos too, along with Scepter to also get you like high-powered monsters like Satellar Knight Deltaros.
Like, let's say, like the big monsters that we know of that people use for being Satellar Knight Deltaros, Evil Swarm Ophion. I mean, not Ophion. Which one is it?
Which one? What, the one that stops level 5?
No, the evil Swarm monster that needs 3 or more level 4s.
Oh, I forgot what it's called, but I know which one you're talking about.
All right, so also
as well as if I remember, never mind. I'm terrible at names.
Also,
Masquerade. That's it.
So for this list, I've also noticed 3 other cards that got hit. For the limited list, Domain of the True Monarchs, Pantheism of the Monarchs,
Fuck you, Monarchs.
Also, Dragon Ravine got hit to limit. I think this is mostly
because of Blue Eyes.
Blue Eyes and Felgrands.
Well, why not do what's it called? Dragon Shrine.
I mean Gospel.
No, the one that Wheels 2.
That you mean Dragon Ravine? No, I mean Shrine.
Yeah, that's it, Dragon Shrine.
Oh,
yeah.
Dragon Shrine. Like, that's not really too much of a problem, though.
Oh my god, it sets up so many plays.
For this build, it's actually mostly Ravine, considering the fact they get a free discard to send 1.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Instead of being forced to send 2.
So what do you guys think about Domain and Pantheism getting hit?
I am happy.
I am honestly happy, and I'm going to talk about this more when we get to the actual TCG predictions.
No Stormforth, though.
I'm fine with that, because Stormforth really in most decks can actually be splashable, and I'll be honest, Stormforth is not really that OP. Like, you can only use it for certain decks, like such as Monarchs and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mars Change 2 got limited.
So from the chat, A Killer AK says the World's Championship ban list is so much better than the TCG ban list. I will agree with that. And also, Monarchs are going to brick so hard.
Yes, they are. Like they already brick it as they already brick enough as is.
Yeah, but take away their Domain and their Pantheism to 1.
Yeah, they're pretty much unplayable.
Which is actually kind of what I want for the TCG list.
Yeah, so we don't have any Monarchs topping at this.
So, also, Jalen Gildry says, anybody else seeing a good chance of Psyframe topping and Cyber Angels?
Cyframe is on... Cyframe is on terms with Monarchs and how they kind of need to play off your opponent in order to do stuff. And really, if you don't do anything, they can't do anything.
Yeah.
Also,
I managed to deck out. I played against Cypher for the first time today, and I managed to deck out a dude in his match when I just stopped playing cards.
Cyframes they're really responsive, honestly. Like,
No.
and the fact if you can get rid of their circuit, then.
Now, Cyber Angel, on the other hand, that's a different topic.
Which
Because-
I don't think Cyber Angels are even released yet, except in the OCG.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I was wondering that myself.
Yeah,
And,
like, okay, if Cyber Angels were out, yeah, they would. I would say they could do some stuff. They're actually pretty decently strong.
We threw her
No,
out at full power. Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
speaking of Pendulum Hate, we also have limited as Pendulum Call.
Oh really?
Thank you because Pendulum Call was the main reason that magicians are just stupid.
Yeah.
Because just imagine this: you activate the card known as Pendulum Call. All you have to do is just discard one, and you get your scales immediately.
All right, and
And
also
to say this, until your opponent's next turn, until the end of your opponent's next turn, your magician cards in your pendulum zone cannot be destroyed by card effects. So you can't get rid of them until your opponent's next turn.
so with no changes to the traps, we now move on to semi-limited.
And I think that's all the same, isn't it?
Actually, not
Actually, no, Mizuki to 2.
Oh,
Mizuki and Reborn Tengu, and also Sinister Shadow King.
Chain Strike, I think.
Chain Strike, I think that's already.
I think Chase has been there for a minute. But
Chain Strike is already semi.
Okay, I didn't.
And of
So,
course,
in terms
some
of
of the-
changes here we have Mizuki, Reborn Tengu, and Sinister
Oh.
Shadow.
Oh, there's no dark hole on that list.
Nope. There is. It's actually in limited.
Oh, is it? Oh, I missed it. Okay, yeah, fine.
Wait,
Yeah,
no.
it is.
Is Darkhold banned?
No,
No,
dark hole's
Dark-
limited.
Darkhold is in limited. It's right
Okay,
between.
I didn't see it then.
Change
It's
strike's
right-
still there. Where's
Yeah.
emergency teleport? Emergency teleport got limited, I think.
Oh, I did not see that
Yeah.
even like Beelzeus and Utopia the Lightning are banned.
Yeah.
Yep, Beel's Topic Lightning are banned.
Wait.
Also,
Wait. Why is Blood Mephiст banned?
I think because like they don't want to have like a drawn-on burn deck winning.
As well as Snowplow, Hustle Rustle, and Night Express Night is special schedule, so pretty much trains.
Yeah, they pretty much canned trains. They pretty much sorry to make a pun, but they pretty much derailed them.
I hate you.
Love you too, RB. Love you too.
No, I
Jaden
don't.
says, yeah, Yangzing gonna kill with Metaphors and Fire King Island. I mean, that's the list overall. From what you guys see, what are your predictions for the championship tournament itself? What do you see being successful there?
I would love to see like just a fight between like the best TCG deck and the best OCG deck.
What, DDDs and,
Like
what
DDDs
else?
is popular, but I wouldn't call it the best OCG deck right now.
Yeah.
what's the best OCG deck? Blue Eyes?
Blue Eyes maybe in the OCG, or like maybe like an ABC deck.
ABC definitely is up there for OCG.
ABC's,
Yeah.
ABC's not TCG legal yet, is it?
No.
What I'm actually hyped for is actually the feature duel.
What would that be?
In most tournaments, they actually have like character duels where they have the voice actors come in. And for Worlds 2016 in Orlando, Dan Green as Yugi and Eric Stewart as Kaiba.
Oh God.
Yugi versus Kaiba.
That's awesome.
So
we
with
have
their
we
new
have-
cards.
We have the OG rivals.
I'm gonna guess Monarchs are obviously gonna hold a big place at Worlds, but they could very well top. Is there anything that could beat Monarchs, do you think? PK Fire?
Anything that can beat Monarchs, like really, like with these limits already, Monarchs are gonna brick pretty hard.
You think so? You can't even
I'm
see
not-
that extra deck Monarchs still being good?
Like honestly, like again, Monarchs brick hard, so I doubt even the extra deck build can help in this regard.
So what do you think will win Worlds?
I really can't say for sure.
Let's say top 16. What decks do you think will make top 16?
I think mostly maybe some Burning Abyss decks, maybe with a couple of PK variants in there, and also some other decks it'd be tough for Monarchs with these conditions, but they could make it out if they do all right.
Monarchs have a lot of options to them. I think someone's gonna try and use them.
All right, what do you think, Dan?
I really can't make a decision.
It does hit. I mean, no Cosmos. Monarchs losing 2 of their key cards to 1. So it does make it a little bit more difficult. It does make it a little bit more exciting, I think, as well, to make to kind of guess what was going to be.
In my opinion, because of this ban list and having more decks, more higher tier decks, kind of just not being able to be playable here, such as Cosmo and Monarch and stuff. I think we're probably maybe going to see some more rogue decks.
You think so?
Alright, so in chat, A-Killer AK says, Monarchs are going to brick so hard, but my money is on PK or Blue Eyes.
And Jalen says, PK versus Blue Eyes. I choose PK since they can run Anti-Spell and Fog Blade.
Exactly.
Very
That is very much true. I'm actually going to now pick PK.
A lot of people were doing that at European World qualifiers.
Yeah.
If I had to say, I'll probably say PK, but I'm gonna keep my mind open. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what deck that you play, as long as you know it well and the ins and outs of it, you can pretty much win anything.
Yeah.
Rogue Amazons, let's go. Okay.
Amazon win.
To wrap up the stream here, what we want to do is to start speculating for what the next forbidden and ban list will be, limited list will be for the TCG environment. Do you get any kind of hints or kind of clues from this list here, or is it just stuff which you want to see? We will go over this stuff again in DevBros this Sunday, so if you guys want to hear what Toby, Bjorn, and all of us want to think again, we'll probably have a discussion about it later, closer to the time of when the forbidden list comes out. Do that, but for now we're just gonna start speculating. So what do you think? I mean, personal feelings aside, I want to hear what you think Konami's gonna do, and then I want to hear what you want to see happen.
Okay, for my thoughts, you cannot predict Konami. They will usually go out. They will usually go out of their way just to make weird decisions, mostly their scapegoat hits.
Yeah.
Like the whole time on how they brought back Snatch Steal for a format and then just banned it.
Yeah, they're unpredictable.
Yeah, Konami's pretty unpredictable.
And also the facts, anyone remember when Magician of Fate was banned, and then they slowly limited it, semi-limited it, and then it's okay, you're banned, you're unbanned.
Yeah, Magician of Fate used to be one of the best cards in the game way back when.
Yeah, because go that.
Yeah, but it's mostly good only in a slower format.
Exactly, which right now
it's pre-turbo.
Now, a lot of people have been speculating that they're going to start to slow the meta down a bit. Do you guys think that will happen, or do you think we're going to still pretty much stay as fast as it is now?
Okay, honestly, it's kind of difficult also to say, but my hopes are that they'll slow down the formats a lot.
I imagine that they're gonna try to, but in reality, I don't think it's gonna do much.
I really hope so, because I just find it so unfun to play the game and not go first and realize, oh, I don't have the outs to what's on the field. That's it, I'm done.
Also, A-Killer AK saying Demise at 1 are banned, the Gem Knight that can be normal summon twice banned, and maybe Monkey Board.
Alright, so that's actually a segue for what I wanted to talk about from my ban cards. I I say monkey board to ban because really that's gonna be that, and if we limit Pendulum Wizard, then that will be like the biggest hits to Pendulums to basically kill the deck.
Pretty much the end of like Pepe.
That'd pretty much, but they'll put the final nail in the coffin. And also, I want Card Demise actually banned.
Does Pepe need to be nerfed that hard? Are they that strong?
It was bad.
Pepe was terribly bad.
It
like,
was.
okay.
I remember.
Sean,
I remember how
Sean,
bad it used to be back in like February. But how about now?
Pepe right now, the only Pendulum variant that you'll ever see running is Draco Pals. But even still, they have a full arsenal, even despite their Perform Age brothers.
Okay, so there's two styles of Pepe that we have right now, being Draco Pals or Dark Draco Pals.
Which Draco Pals, both variants use the Draco Slayers.
But Dark Draco Pal uses Vector Pendulum.
And also Shaddolls and such.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me personally, I would like there to be one Pendulum deck that can at least compete on a competitive level. So sorry Sean to interrupt you, but like for that we pretty much have Cleaford. Cleaford, are Cleafords good enough to be competitive without Demise? You think?
They're still good.
And also one of my biggest
good enough to be competitive.
Also, one of the biggest misconceptions: people all over the world, they want Brilliant Fusion banned for some reason, but honestly, like, that would be the dumb thing to do, and if we got rid of Seraphonite, that would get rid of the Brilliant Fusion engine entirely.
Yeah, I would hate to see that go, though. I love how special it is.
I'll say this, like, I don't really mind Brilliant Fusion all that much, and I don't mind Seraphonite either, but I'll have to say maybe Brilliant Fusion, like, down to 2 or 1, because I feel like 3 is just ridiculous.
No, honestly, like, if we get rid of Seraphonite, then there goes the Brilliant Fusion engine itself, and really the only deck that can run it then is Gem Knights.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. I mean, at least, I don't know anyone that plays pure Gem Knights. I don't know whether they even rely on Seraphonite or need to rely on Seraphonite, but to get rid of Brilliant Fusion would hurt them a lot.
Speaking of which, I actually did go up against it. Actually, was it me or you?
No, I think it was me. Yeah, it was me who went up against Gem Knights earlier today.
Do they need Seraphonite, do you think?
I don't think he ever even used it.
He only used it like once, but that was only to get rank 5 out with Lady Lapis.
So maybe if Seraphonite was to be limited to 1 or banned, maybe that would be a really good way so that it's not so splashable in every single engine that there is on the planet.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh god, I've got.
Okay, let me check the chat real quick. Okay, so A-Killer AK also says, and limit Tin Can, Farm Girl, and Dark Destroyer, which leads us into the Cosmo dispute.
Yeah, okay, fuck Cosmos. I'm sorry. They are so ridiculous.
Honestly, like, my main hits for Cosmos, limit Dark Destroyer, limit Tin Can, limit Cosmo Town.
Even then I can still see myself getting OTK'd, but yeah, no, that sounds good.
That would at least slow it down.
Dark Destroyer is their best card.
To where they can't just destroy their field spell and just search another field spell. Like, they have to search something else.
Like, yes.
I was playing Abyss Actor earlier on Ranked, and I remember setting up my board, and it was like, turn 2, I had lost all 5 of my cards. It's like, well, that's Cosmos for you. I can't do anything.
Cosmos are basically a very turbo deck, which, if we can limit like their main popping monster and also limit their recycling field spell,
they'll be fine.
Also, Tin Can's probably a big issue in like especially the graveyard builds, considering the facts like you basically use him for random searches on your Dark Destroyers. So if we limit him as well, then they can't resort to like going to like Forerunners. They can't resort to go to Dark Ladies.
Exactly.
Now unless there's something else you want to say about Cosmos, I wanted to segue onto Blue Eyes. Don't Blue Eyes kind of feel like the new Cosmos to you guys, or is that just me?
It's like
Like I can see it. It's just like
I say that because there's so much that they can do. They can special summon from the deck by banishing Ancient Whitestone. They've got tons of graveyard removal and graveyard management. They can special summon themselves from hand. Free K beaters all around are free. Back row banishment are free. Monster banishing free. Synchros, amazing synchros that dodge effects. Just holy crap! Playing against Blue Eyes sometimes it's just like it's a struggle.
But
yeah.
honestly, even though it is a struggle at times, just a well-placed Vanities or like a well-placed Strike can cripple the deck.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You gotta draw into it. You gotta earn that. Whereas Blue Eyes, that deck is so consistent right from the get go. Like they start doing what they do. They don't really brick. They're just really good.
Yeah, again, but even still, like the fact still stands. Like Blue Eyes, the movie pack just came out, so Konami's going to let Blue Eyes
true.
milk whatever they can before.
As well as the Chaos Max build, which is what
the movie's coming out.
Yeah, they want to milk the movie pack for all it's worth.
They really do, and they want to be able to say, listen, 2016, that was the year of Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes actually was competitive for once, so I doubt they're gonna really hit Blue Eyes at all. But I'm playing so much of it on DevPro right now. I'm getting I'm getting my ass whooped left and right.
Anyway, so segueing into another archetype, let's talk about Monarch hits.
So,
honestly, like I just want frickin' Pantheism and Domain to get hit, and potentially Stormforth.
I agree with RB. I kind of like Stormforth being what it is because
I just say potentially because like so like we can go one of two ways. We can either keep Pantheism or not keep Pantheism. What am I talking about? We can keep Domain up to 3 since most builds for Domain marks they only run 1 copy anyway, and just limit Stormforth because then you can't have like you say Domain lower my Mega Monarch to level 6 and then Stormforth to sack your monster from my summon.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. The reason why I'm hesitant to say restrict Stormforth, even though I think Stormforth is a ridiculously good card. It's just because we live in this era where targeted and destruction effects are just so unsatisfying or are inefficient to use that having that effect which doesn't really target your opponent's monsters that allows you to get rid of their opponent's monsters by attributing them is really kind of useful, even though you have effects cards with monsters which are unaffected by card effects as well. So
really I could see this going in 2 ways for Monarchs, but confirmed I want Pantheism to be limited since it's pretty much their main speed for the actual deck to make sure they don't unbrick.
What about the monsters themselves? I mean, Monarchs were pretty powerful before Pantheism, before Domain. They were still one of the top 10, one of the better decks of the game.
Honestly, I don't really see the monsters being the problem since, like, Valk already explained this pretty much with Dark Lords originally, where you run a deck of primarily high-level monsters, you're going to brick.
Mm-hmm.
You need low-level monsters, and even though they have the Squires for that, again, I just see if you just take away Pantheism, they will lose so much speed that they'll basically become unplayable.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm still, someone that's playing Legacy of the Duelist. I'm still like,
and
sorry, go ahead. You finish.
My main draw with Pantheism, is its Grave Effect.
Yeah, that
the
is
fact
very
that there's no clause in the Grave Effect to limit what cards they actually use with that effect. They can run triple of a specific card, select all 3 copies of that card with Pantheism. You have no choice but to give them that specific card they need.
Yeah.
So letting them only do that once would actually be a lot fairer.
I definitely think restricting Pantheism and Domain would be really, really useful, but I don't think it will do enough to stop Monarchs being just so absurdly powerful. I feel like they can take advantage of so many other resources, whether it be they go back to using, I don't know, ghost tricks or to using battle faders, or to using
that was Ghost Trick Monarch was just a phase, and it wasn't even that good.
Exactly. I'm saying this as an
If you're
example.
referring to like Frog Monarchs, I think there's actually like a ruling in the OCG that's prevents.
Not Frog Monarchs. No, I know about the ruling, but I mean, with things like Stormforth around, Monarchs
Honestly,
will always be they will always be a relevant deck. It seems, and
but still, like I said, like multiple times throughout this entire stream, it's like take away the speed and run. You have a deck of high-level monsters that will more than likely brick.
No, Monarchs have been too relevant for too long. They've been relevant for more than 10 years to be inconsistent to brick. Maybe not the Megas.
Like Monarchs have been hit multiple times by this ban list, yet something comes out and that revives it. So what came out this time is Pantheism and Domain. Hit those two cards, that'll take away the speed, and Monarchs will become unplayable.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still feel like they will just find, yes, they will lose some of their searchers, but they will still just find another way to be really, really strong.
Sean, honestly, just as I said multiple times,
it's like the only way that they're going to be relevant again is if they go back to their original build.
That is the only way they'll become relevant if we take away these cards.
Is where you bring them back to their roots of Frognarts.
Yeah, I think there's more to it than Frognarts, but yeah, Monarchs, maybe Monarchs could do that too. I mean, even if they were to go further than Pantheism and Domain, there's still other decks which will be way more powerful than Monarchs in the next format anyway. So
now, also from the chat, Akilorike says, Valk, oh man, I need to thank him for that Dark Lord build. I will tell him that for you, and that also segues me into something Valk has actually done, which is his own custom ban list, and that brings me to a topic: Solemn Strike. Now, honestly, Solemn Strike I don't see getting hit this time because, like, I think it's getting reprinted in a pack coming soon. But what Valk has done for his custom ban list is actually he's limited Warning, Judgment, and Strike. So, what do you guys think about that for the future?
I think it's the same. Bringing back Judgment, limiting Strike. You still have.
I would still say just like bring back Judgment to like 1 or something. I don't know.
Judgment to 1, since I mean, come on, we're in a game in which people will sack half their life points for a Shadow Mist.
Exactly.
I don't think adding another card that can have your life points will do much in this type of format.
No,
and also on the ban list, he's also not only he's pretty much limited the primary Burning Abyss cards like Skarm and Dante and Seer as well.
Now, why does he feel like? Why do you think he needed to do that? Do you think Burning Abyss just have too much of an edge for that?
Honestly, Burning Abyss, they do have a little bit of an edge. Like mostly the main hit I want is Dante Delimited, but I can see where he's coming from with the Skarm and the Seers.
Out of curiosity, how many decks would you guys say there are that you would consider to be competitive right now? And not talking about variants, but just like different types of decks. And with your changes, how many would you think it would be in the future?
It's pretty hard to tell right now, but like because really the future is uncertain with this type of list.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so if we were just to paraphrase, would you say that, or to ballpark it, would you say there's about like 5 decks which are can be played at a very competitive level right now?
Right now, like, of course you have your Phantom Knight, you have your Burning Abyss thanks to Phantom Knights, you have your Monarchs, you have your Cosmos, you have your Pendulums. And yeah. There usually is that form where it's like 4 to 5 decks that top everything.
So that's about a handful. Now, do you think that's a good number, or would you like to see more diversity or more variety?
Like, I do want to see more diversity in the fact, like, you get stale after a while if you face meta after meta.
Speaking of meta, I'm going against ABC right now.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, and guess what? Of course, it's like, oh yes, Solid Strike. Well, I don't care.
Now, speaking also of the limit, we also have some other cards that we could get that I kind of want to also see limited. Hashtag free Stratos and limit a hero lives. Because seriously, in that format, it was a hero lives that caused Stratos the pain. It's become so much of a running joke at this point.
I think, yeah, no, absolutely. It's just silly at this point. With Stratos still being banned, but Konami's
And
Konami.
also in the LCG, we have the confirmed errata for Sangan, so potentially Sangan could come back.
Yeah, that too. That would be nice for a couple of decks.
And I know also people want Cyberstein back, which I honestly, in this format, I would have no problems with because, hey, even though you're paying 5k for a free fusion monster, which would help out Metal Foes, we do have our Solemn cards. So if we can use Solemn Strike on this bitch, then hey, your opponent has basically wasted 5k life points trying to get out something, but failing.
Well, I think that's okay. I think it's the if maybe situation where if you have the Solemn then and they haven't already cleared your here's another card, Twin Twister. If they haven't cleared your back row already, then it's if you can use the strike against it. If they're gonna keep, say, I don't know, something like Utopia banned, banned is it on Worlds? If they're gonna go in that direction where they don't want this kind of generic monster deck, because some of their big monsters like that, I wouldn't want to see Cyberstain back either.
Anyway, also I want to see El Shaddai Construct to be limited because
It kills your
like
dogs.
Construct, even though it was their primary card, like I felt just like limiting it would have been better than just outright banning her.
Absolutely. I understand the cycle of getting people to play new archetypes so they buy new cards and therefore give up the older ones. But
You got because yeah, like at the end of the day, Konami is a company.
they want to make money, yeah. But I never want to see a deck just become completely, relatively unusable. You know, like you said, diversity is always better in my opinion. People should be allowed to play for whatever they want to stick to, regardless of whether they want to make
That's
money.
really why I appreciate rogue style decks in the ban list.
Yeah.
Why the hell do you think I play Ghost Tricks?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why I have like I don't really play the meta even though I make it.
Exactly. If you want to play rogue and still relatively compete, that's a-okay with me. You know, you shouldn't feel like, oh, my deck is dead. Would you?
Akiller AK says all we need is one construct, just one, and maybe El Shaddai fusion to 2.
I think that too would be great as well.
Honestly, yeah. Like, funny story actually. I used to have this Yu-Gi-Oh roleplay that I was doing with some of my friends, and I originally had like a custom ban list that I wanted to do, or like a custom challenge, in which it actually had like Arc V elements, and pretty much in the Arc V elements I was using was the fusion dimension, in which like they were going to end up facing a Shaddai player who actually had a construct limited and 2 El Shaddai fusions, which that could honestly be like a pretty good effect.
What about Necros?
Necroz, okay, like honestly, my thoughts on Necroz is kind of interesting. I liked Necroz when they were around, but still, the ban of Shuri was honestly too much. This deck became immediately dead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you know what? I'm done dueling. I'm keeping going against bullshit decks. So you know what? I'm just gonna stop before I even get pissed off during the stream.
I did that earlier on and then went to play Overwatch and then got pissed off at that, so I went to play Am Setsuna.
So yeah, I feel like Shuri should probably get limited and maybe, like, I know other people who are just like, oh, limit Trish, limit Valk, limit Gungnir. I'm just like, bro, you're basically killing the deck.
Yeah, no.
No, it's like people saying, oh, Necroz is too OP. Ban Manju.
Yes, okay, that is my beef because like people when they get sporadic, they go sporadic and usually blame cards that are only like Tekken to that deck. It's like the Manju thing and also the Brilliant Fusion debates.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to like at least limit or ban some cards to the deck, why don't you just ban the cards in the deck?
And so, like, what I
Like
prefer,
the reason Rhoda got limited was because of Heroes and Stellar Knights. Like,
I know. Oh,
so-
that
so-
kills me.
so it's like, so the reason you banned the reason you limited Rhoda was because of 2 other decks that abused it.
It's so stupid.
Why didn't you just limit or ban cards in the actual archetype that make it good? Like, I don't know. Limit Altair. It's the best card in the deck.
Like,
so Teller Knights, if you just like limited Altair or limited Deneb, then
someone did make a point to me once that they said, why is it fair that warriors as a subtype get their own such like Rota and no other archetype really do? And I said that's fair enough, but that's not really the reason why it got limited. It wasn't because of that. It was because
I feel like this has just turned from reacting to the Forbidden and Limited list for Worlds to DevPro's rant.
no, we're predicting, aren't we? We're just saying what we want to see, and
So-
I know it turned into a little bit of a rant.
so in the end, honestly, like for Necros, I would just want to like limit Colossalus, maybe limit Sharid, and also potentially limit Valkyris.
yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Necros come back because I would love to have in an ideal world one basically playable deck which uses every type of card, and that was a ritual based deck which did what they did pretty damn well.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
And also,
But yeah.
and also, okay, so I just want to get your thoughts on something. Heavy Storm or Harpy's Feather Duster, which would you say?
Neither. Can I choose neither?
No, you have to choose one for
If I
limit.
have to choose one, obviously Storm.
I'd rather choose because it's like Duster is just way too strong because it's only for your opponent.
It's like the argument of like Darkhold versus Raigeki,
Yeah, it's the old
Which-
school
which
argument.
I honestly hope that sometime in the future we'll have a similar situation with like Raigeki and Darkhold. It's like 2 Heavy Storms to 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. Like we have 1 Raigeki to 2 Darkhold.
Try this one: Giant Trunade versus Feather Duster.
That's a hard choice.
Honestly, I'd pick Giant Trinity in that case because they can. Honestly, actually, no. I would actually more or less pick Harpy's Feather Duster in the sense that it destroys them at least, but Trinity will just bounce it all back and then you just reset it.
In the chat, AKWK says, but Sean, we have Cyber Angels now. Oh, absolutely, and we will always have a ritual deck, and Cyber Angels do what they do pretty damn well. But
And I mean, Cyber Angels are all level 6 fairies, which also combos with Herald of Perfection.
But no one did it like Necros. You never saw so many blue cards in your life unless you played against a Necros deck or unless Gashiki. It was a pure ritual deck, and it was nice that a deck with just pretty much almost just ritual monsters could work.
Well, I'm going against the water deck. I'll banish one of those treat toads.
Hey, what's up?
Jaden says, but Heavy Storm makes something like Metal Foes broken. You're not wrong.
Oh look, it's an unexpected die and brings out 7 colored fish.
What the?
Okay.
I was expecting him to bring out Frog the Jam.
Hashtag 7 colored fish OP. Please nerf.
Cool. All right.
But anyway, it's like also some more thoughts I've had were like, what do you guys think about potentially like limiting Lavalval Chain?
I would love.
I would love him to come back.
Me too.
'Cause, like,
I would love
Lavalval
Lavalval
Chain
Chain to come back.
Because
Well,
remember,
Lavalval
I
Chain's
play
good.
zombie decks.
Me and Dan, but we both play zombie decks primarily, and Lavalval Chain was a key aspect in those decks. And hey, it gave like one of the main fire monsters that should also could have even used besides Inari Fire.
Here's my thought on the Valvar Chain. There are many decks which try to use the graveyard as a resource, but they struggle getting started with it. Like Battling Boxers, they are a graveyard revival deck, but to get them started, to getting monsters in the grave is really, really hard for them. I think the Valvar Chain can come back so that it can be a generic support for decks which don't really have the options to get cards in the graveyard, and those which already do have a lot of support, really, it's a marginal power increase for them.
Yeah, like honestly, like I just want to see Lavalval Chain limited because in the time it was banned, also the gen releaser of rituals was banned. So and because it's already banned already, the gen lock is pretty much dead. So Necroz don't really have anything to really go off of for that if they ever came back.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Now also someone who's not really been doing much in terms of TCG or OCG, Thousand Eyes Restrict.
Yeah. Oh, would you like to see
I honestly just say like Thousand Eyes Restrict maybe back to 3 or anything.
You think so? I couldn't see it be a problem, to be honest with you. I think Thousand Eyes Restrict has well past its peak day.
Yeah, I honestly think so. Like, really, the only thing you're going to get out of him nowadays is a potential rank 1.
Yeah.
And his effect is steal monsters.
Which, I mean, then it's like, because Necro, with your Spiral build, of course you have Thousand Eyes Restrict, but also now you have Call to Haunted, so you can actually just bring back Thousand Eyes Restrict.
Yeah.
Here's another question. Would you guys like to see the state of the game change in regards to what current habits in the meta? For example, we live in a meta which is very monster heavy. Would you like to see more back row come back to life to slow the game down a bit? Or
if we have that, we get introduced to more floodgate cards, and I don't want that.
Honestly.
I'd rather it be more monster heavy, to be honest.
Would you?
Yeah, because like we don't need more floodgates like vanities and such.
Okay.
Like, I mean, yeah, I like vanities, but I don't want to be just an entire meta around just traps to stop your opponent from doing anything. That's not how I like to play.
Yeah, like Dan can definitely attest to like what happened one duel with his Abyss actors when someone striked his Pendulum Summon.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, well, all you have to do is just, oh yeah, I'll just Solemn Strike this. Oh look, I win.
I do love I love me some floodgates because it gives a rogue decks a chance to kind of compete with the big boys every now and then. Not that they're as consistent, but what I really do miss though is I do miss setting traps cards besides floodgates. I do miss like having things like I don't know, mirror forces being more relevant, or being scared to attack your opponent if they've got a face down card. I do kind of miss those kind of things. Unless they were like counter traps and whatnot, or you're playing demise builds. I would like to see that kind of come back sometimes, as opposed to it all being just monsters.
Other cards that I think could potentially be unlimited, like honestly, Upstart Goblin. Like, what do you guys think on that? Like, I think it was Patrick Hopen who broke this one.
Yeah.
Hashtag FU Patrick Hopen.
I'm so impartial to Upstart because it's really like, if you have Upstart, use Upstart. If you don't have don't use Upstart. I feel like it makes no difference either way.
Anyway, and also like another card.
Now I will say I think there is definitely one monster because of how fast this game is. Right now, you want to know what I wish is back? Mm-hmm. Exciton Knight.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a big debate. And Akiller and Jalen, what do you guys stand on Evil Swarm Exciton Knight coming back to potentially 1? Because in my opinion, like, considering Exciton is a very tricky topic. It used to be one of the king rank 4s, alongside Arc and alongside Castell.
Well, Castell wasn't around at the time, but
no, Castell was around before it got banned.
I love Exciton Knight, but I always did feel like he was a little strong.
Like if they could potentially errata him, then like, maybe, because like I do remember Exciton was a reprint in a pack.
Yeah.
I mean, with so many instant rank 4s that we have now, I would like to see. Yeah, he would need an errata, but at the same time, he's gotten me out so many jams that I kind of love and kind of hate him too.
Honestly, like it's kind of like Strike. It's like a necessary evil, in my opinion.
Yeah, I wish I wasn't so reliant on Strike as well, but you need Strike because what else are you gonna use?
So just the one warning.
Yeah. In killer raid cases, I'm fine with that destruction, but I think they need a reprint. Yeah. I would also like, just in terms of making cards, I would also like just more generic removal cards now, just ones which are a bit more splashable. Just so that if your deck is lacking in a certain area, you can say, okay, here you go, that's your out to Ultimate Falcon, or this is how you get over Chaos Max, and you don't need to worry about having your field set up in advance. I wouldn't mind seeing something like that.
Also, two decks that I kind of want to see, like, potentially make a comeback. Infernities, I say that Archfiend has been limited for far too long in the deck because of the fact that it's lost Lavalval Chain, that it could come back.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about Infernities ever coming back if they, like, unban Infernity Archfiend?
Like, okay. Archfiend is... It's a tricky topic.
Honestly, yeah.
Again, I never want an archetype to be dead, so I would like
because Infernity is still playable. It's just it's harder to play.
It's very hard to play.
And that also leads me into Hat. I doubt Hat can come back in this turbo format.
No, I don't think so either.
So what would you guys say you have no problem if like Moral Attack ever came back to like 2 or 3?
Oh, yeah. I would.
That would make artifacts playable again.
I would love to see artifacts be playable again, especially if oh my god,
like an actual artifact deck that's not splashed into anything.
Yeah, like artifact decks are somewhere around. Hell, my friend Josh, he mains Blue Eyes as like because his Bay is freaking Shining Dragon, but his second favorite deck he's always told me is artifacts.
But do you so on a side topic, Twin Twister, what are your thoughts?
Like
Twin Twister, like honestly, it's our new age Missy Space Typhoon, so
yeah.
Necessary evil or too overpowered?
I'd say necessary evil.
You think it's necessary?
I think it is a necessary evil.
I'm in both camps. I think it is absolutely necessary because of the way we play and so many threats, but at the same time, it kills so many strategies to have 2 cards instantly ripped off the field, like Pendulums, not Pepe and those really strong ones, but like playing Abyss Actors. Oh my god, if they get Twin Twister in their first turn or so, just not happening. Or any strategy which basically revolves around back row. So I would like to see TT at least semi-limited, if not.
I mean, to be fair, that wouldn't even really affect it because most decks they really do only run 2 of TT.
Yeah, semi-limited or limited, and then maybe people could start running, I don't know, MST again and Galaxy Cyclone whenever that comes out. I am right with Galaxy Cyclone, the one that banishes, right? Is that Galaxy Cyclone the one that banishes?
No.
Cosmic Cyclone.
That's Cosmic Cyclone.
Cosmic, yeah. I feel like there's so much back row and Twister. There's so much back row removal. I feel like I wouldn't mind seeing it to one and just running different types of back row removal. But yeah, no, that's that too. Anywho, yeah, so we've kind of shared what our thoughts are on Worlds and going through that, and then what we kind of want to see in the Forbidden List is something we're definitely going to be touching upon again in the future.
So yeah, remember people that Worlds is going to be on August 20th and 21st. So make sure to check in constantly because there will be live streams most likely to debut this.
Absolutely, and
and who knows, we'll most likely get like more ideas or like more info for such.
Absolutely. But next week,
And don't forget to watch that Dan Green versus Eric Stewart, aka Yugi versus Kaiba battle.
next week we have is it Shield coming out next week, or what's the new set coming out next week?
The next set that's coming out for the TCG will be the Dark Illusion, but that's not coming for until August.
Oh, okay.
August 5th.
Oh, I thought that was sooner than that. Yeah. No.
But I
2
know,
days after.
but I know that there
Dark
actually
Illusion-
is the final Dark Lord monster that we're going to be getting.
So yeah, we could do it right now, but
But
we-
we'll save that for Sunday because it's probably going to be in the next update.
yeah, as we also have the confirmed stat buff of Anna's Metal Claw, and also his full color artwork.
Not many cards this week though, is there?
Nope.
Not really lately because like
been a bit of a quiet week.
most of the stuff has actually been focused around Worlds.
Which don't blame them.
Yeah, honestly,
Well, where is Worlds being held? Is it in America somewhere?
it's going to be in
Orlando.
Orlando.
Ah, nice.
Which, yeah, anyone who's lived in America can know why it's going to be tricky.
Yeah, Florida man. Here he comes again.
Let's not get into that before this becomes drama alert. We don't want anyone here to become.
Yeah, we don't want it. We don't want anyone coming in here and being triggered.
Just go to Disneyland and have fun there. Anyway,
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, that's it. We're pretty much done for today. Thank you guys for tuning in to the stream or into the archive, and hopefully you'll look forward to more from the channel later on throughout the week. And if you have any questions or would like to share what you would like to see on the next Forbidden Limited list, please leave a comment down below and we will read them out on the next episode of DevPros also. Thank you very much, and I'll see you then.
Goodbye.
See you guys.